Hey, Lauren, it's Will.
Hey, Will.
I'm gonna apologize. I mean, I wasn't trying to upset you. I was just confused because you told me something and then you were saying you weren't. So I just wanted to clarification because I thought I might be going a little crazy.
I'm just tired of you and Maggie Joe being brought in to try to cure mine and Jamie's issues.
Right. Well, it's clear
And
that
her
it's
and
not
I
working
can,
between
who
the
and
two of
I,
you. That's why I'm just
her
trying
and
to help.
I, her and I can work on our issues ourselves. She doesn't need to constantly bring you and Maggie Joe in.
Right. No offense to you, Lauren, and or a disrespect to either of you, and Jamie's included in this because it takes two to tango. But you guys are terrible at it.
Well, we actually need to be able to talk.
Right. But it seems like all you do is fight.
I know, which sucks because when we get along, it's fucking gorgeous. It's so fucking beautiful when we get along. It's unbelievable.
When do you guys get along? I'm not trying to show. I'm not being trying to be disrespectful here. When does it happen? I've never heard it.
It actually happens often.
Okay. I mean, I can usually tell how a night goes by how my phone is given back to me, and it's usually never in a nice, peaceful way.
Mm-hmm.
It's no offense to you two, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, I feel this was worse than me and my ex-wife.
Well,
This is
no,
ridiculous.
no, it's not. Well,
Are you sure?
oh yeah, yeah,
Lauren, I've heard you
definitely.
guys argue about video games.
Yeah, I know. It's a stressful time. It's
Lauren, you're
all getting
breaking up.
around
You're
to
real
being
choppy. I can't hear you.
I had to plug my phone in out here
It's all right.
to where the
No,
cord
no
was.
rush,
Hold
bud.
on,
Yeah, no rush.
I gotta move my phone. Did you did you send me a text message, Jamie?
She's shaking her head no.
Somebody sent me two text messages. Must have been
Do you want to go check them?
Roy. No, it was probably Roy.
How's your brother?
He's so far he's actually doing good.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Is he
so
clean?
far I'm just yeah,
How
so
long?
far,
How long has he been clean for?
and not many days.
Do you know the
It's been
exact
days.
amount or no?
Um, Jamie, do you remember what day that was that I went and picked him up?
She's saying what time you picked him up? Like, apparently you did it
No,
a
what
couple of times.
day? Yeah, yeah, I'd say this a couple times.
Well, maybe a day or two ago. She's saying.
No, it's been more than a day. It's been a couple of days. It's been. Oh, what's today?
Today
What's today?
is
Wednesday.
Wednesday right now. Holy.
It's been. Oh, I think it's been over the weekend. I think, was
Also
it
like
last
4 days.
Thursday? Yeah, something like it. That sounds about right. It's 4 days,
Mm,
I think.
couple of days.
It's been somewhere around there. Surprisingly, he's doing good
Oh,
so
where's he
far.
at? Jamie told me once that you were thinking about moving him back in or something.
Yeah, he's in the metal shed right now, and he's been fixing it, and I've been out there helping him fix it so it can be more livable for him.
Jamie looks shocked when you saying. She said that he was in a hotel the other day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's been about 4 days now. It's been either I can't remember when it was, what day it was, but I went and picked him up at the hotel, and I went over things with him. Then told him that if he leaves again to drink, he's not coming back. Since then, he's been out there and he's been fixing the place up in the shed, and it's so far I'm getting shocked.
Wow. No hidden beer cans?
But no hidden beer cans.
Hmm. He doesn't
I
act
go out and
like he's
check every
drunk.
day. No, doesn't even act like he's drunk. he's been up early in the morning and like going to bed fairly early at nighttime when he gets home. So when he gets back from work, and he went over and helped Lisa one day. He went over and did a couple of things for Mom. Another day, came back here, and there was 2 days that he was really tired, but he was dragging pretty hard because, and then he had a cold too, and that was right after his drinking, and he was dragging for 2 days after his drinking because I could see how hard it was on his face.
Mm-hmm.
But he's surprised me in the last few days. He's surprised me so far.
Wow.
So I'm waiting for a week or two because I'm waiting for a week or two to see what that brings because he'll have money saved back up again, and that's what I'm waiting for to see what happens then. Frank Clay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see what happens after a couple of weeks, after he has money saved back up, see what he does. Praying to God that he doesn't
go pretty well, or
well, he pays him. I don't know what he pays him.
oh, okay.
But trying like hell to get into AA, and they can't do it face to face right now, and he has to do it over the computer. So I'm going to talk to him today about going to Mom's and doing it over the computer. And so I talked to him in class about it today.
You had class
today? He told me that, yeah, over the phone.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it went, and that's something I wanted to tell Jamie. I haven't had a chance to tell her about yet. Is that he can, the guy couldn't change the time around for me to take that job with the disposal place, but something's happening. He said today that something's happening with his son's school with the time, so my time's gonna be changed around to a different time to accommodate him with his son's school.
What?
Yeah, he couldn't change the time around for me to be able to have that job with the disposal place that I have the job with.
Uh-huh.
But something happened with his son's school that he's gonna move the time around for the class. So we have to accommodate him.
Oh,
so that he can
class now?
Work with his son's school. I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
He said, well,
that's odd though. Like, you think they'd work with you for your schedule, and then they're just like, "Hey, fuck it, we're gonna do it now."
Yeah, all the other classes that I've taken, they've worked with my schedule, with the schedule that I had to have for a job.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
And this guy doesn't want to.
So Jamie's asking what you did in class today.
Well, actually, I spent a half hour trying to get into the class.
What do you mean?
There's a number that we got to dial and a code that we got to push in to get into that class.
Yeah, I thought you meant
we have to wait to be.
Sorry.
No, and we have to wait to be accepted into the class. I called and I punched in the code that the guy gave me before and waited a half hour, and I still no acceptance into the class. All I had was elevator music.
Mm-hmm.
So after a half hour, I hung up and I called my probation officer and told her what was going on. And she told me that I had to work it out with Sean, with the counselor. And she said that she had just gotten a call from Sean that I wasn't in class, and I had actually just left her a voicemail. She called me back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sean had sent me a text that I hadn't gotten yet. After I got off the phone with my probation officer, I called Sean and let him know that I was trying to get into class. And he called me back right after I hung up from actually while I was leaving his message on voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me why I wasn't in class. And I told him I've been trying to get in class, but you haven't accepted me.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me what code I punched in, and I told him the code. And he said, that's not the right code. I said, well, that's the only code I had. That's the one that you gave me before, and I got in before. Then he gave me a code that was a completely different number.
Mm-hmm.
And then another guy was having a problem getting into class. He asked that guy what the code was, and that guy gave him the same exact number that I gave Sean.
Mm-hmm.
So there was about 45 minutes of me just trying to get into the class.
Wow. So Jamie's saying you were trying to say something, you were going to mention something in class?
No, I was going to mention that to Jamie, what I told you about him moving her schedule around.
Oh, yes.
Having to move her schedule around for her son.
You got that, Jamie? All right. Thumbs up. Well, that's weird they wouldn't work with you for the job, but now they're doing it for his kid's school? That's weird.
Yeah, I know. He even asked me about the job. What happened to the job? And I told him. I said they just told me they're going to use the other guy. Because I can't work with them on the time. They can't work with me on the time.
Wait, they're going to rehire someone?
No, this same guy that was there, they were gonna use him.
Oh. So then the schedule really wouldn't matter then, right?
No, it wouldn't matter because I would have had the job. Because if Sean would have been able to work with me on the job, on the schedule, I would have had that job.
Oh, okay.
But where it's disposal, they have to go around and they have to pick up the people's trash at certain times.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's by some sort of city code, right?
Yeah, it's a big city truck.
Yeah.
Or a city type of truck. It's a private company, and they have a certain set schedule that they have to keep.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jamie, do you have any other questions? She's saying no.
Is she falling asleep?
No, she's actually pretty wide-eyed right now. You've been taking a little too much medication tonight? Yeah, yes, I see your teeth. She's a little hopped up, Lauren.
Jamie, I love you. I really want us to be able to work our problems out between us.
Yeah, I mean, Lauren, I get what you're saying. I just think sometimes a moderator does help. I mean, I can see
I
both sides.
I do too sometimes. I can agree with that sometimes.
And look where we're at right now,
'Cause sometimes it's just too often though.
I think I would agree. You know what? I'll agree with you. I've probably interfered a bit too often lately, but I don't think that I've interfered too much, and that's just my opinion. And I'm allowed to have it, just like you're allowed to have your opinion. Right?
It's like I told Jamie, yeah, you're allowed to have your opinion.
Because, I mean, my ex-wife used to bring you in all the time on some of our arguments.
I know, I hated that. I really hated that. Because, like, here I am, I like fucking Will, and you want to bring me in on your arguments. It's not fair.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, anyways, what were you about to say before that?
I don't know. I forgot now.
Oh, it's okay. Jamie's all hopped up. So...
No, what I was saying was, I tell Jamie that when we're married, it's not somebody's going to be brought in all the time. It's going to be we have to work things out on our own. We can't depend on somebody to be there all the time.
Well, that's not true. Maybe not all the time, but you can definitely depend on friends and family to help you. I mean, people do get marriage counselors, Yeah,
but it's not healthy to bring somebody in all the time without us trying on our own to work things out.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's unreasonable to think that it should never happen.
And I'm so much betting that when we're face to face, there ain't nearly as many problems going to happen. There's not nearly as many arguments that are going to happen because we have to be face to face to discuss things.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Pardon?
I'm very much betting that when we're face to face, there's not nearly so many problems that are going to happen because we're going to be able to be face to face to discuss things.
What does that change exactly? I'm just curious.
Because we'll be spending more time together and be face to face to be able to talk about things better.
No, I understand what you're. I understand that you're. I don't understand. How do I explain this? How does the element of face to face change the art, like the conversation?
Because we'd be able to actually sit down and talk to each other about things.
Right, but you're on the phone. You're sitting down talking to each other. You know?
Right, but being face to face is it's so much different.
I don't. I guess maybe to some, but it doesn't to me. You know, it's pretty much the same thing.
She's not able to see my facial expressions, and I'm not able to see hers.
Right.
So it's like when you're face to face and discussing things, seeing people's facial expressions gives it a little more definition into how you're trying to describe things, or how you're trying to talk about things, or the attitude that you have while you're trying to talk about things.
Maybe for
or the
some
frustration
parts.
that you have.
Yeah, maybe for some of those things. I mean, personally, I use my words, and they speak for themselves. I just, I don't think the way my face looks changes the message I'm sending out. That's just my opinion. I mean, you've been in some relationships like this in the past. I just figured you'd be well versed in being able to express yourself over the phone, Yeah,
well, look at the relationships that I was in.
I understand that, but that's still time.
They would do things just to piss me off.
Okay.
Just to get a reaction from me.
I understand that, Lauren. But I'm just saying, like, you've had that experience, so most people that do things over time and keep doing it, they get better at it. You know what I'm saying? They learn. That's all. You understand?
Yeah, I've learned that me and Jamie want to be together regardless because we fought so much. We're face to face. It's not going to happen not even close to as much.
You don't know that, though.
I'm quite positive of it.
I mean, you can feel that way, but that's not. I mean, if you're arguing this much and you're not even around each other, I can't imagine it being a completely different story.
No, I can.
Just because you feel some way doesn't mean that it's a fact,
Well, I want to spoil her so fucking bad it's pathetic.
What do you mean?
It is frustrating that I can't fucking do shit.
What's wrong?
Hold on.
You okay, bud?
Yeah, hang on a minute.
It's okay. Let it all out, bud.
Let me take my headset off for a minute.
No, it's okay. We're here for you. Mine. Jamie, don't do that. Okay, yeah, there's nothing wrong with a hug. Here you go.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, Jamie's just giving me a hug. Okay, Jamie. Come here, Jamie. Stop.
That was rather fast. I didn't expect that.
Expect what? I'm sorry.
I didn't expect to start breaking down like that.
Why are you hurt? Why do you feel hurt?
Because I can't do anything for her right now.
What do you mean? Like, in what aspect?
I want to do things to impress her and have a job, and I want to be able to come home and be able to wait on her and have fun with her.
You guys can have
And
fun.
I can't do that right now. It's so fucking frustrating.
Why can't you guys have fun?
I mean, do things with her face to face and have fun.
No, what would you
Enjoy
do if
each
she was
other.
there? For fun.
Anything. It wouldn't matter if we sat down and played a game of cards. There'd be time spent with her. It wouldn't matter if she was in taking a bath and I would bring her in a glass of wine or a glass of tea or
A glass of
onion
tea?
smoothie. A glass of tea or an onion smoothie.
Tea.
It doesn't matter. It's just spending time with her. It's so frustrating that I can't do that right now.
Yeah, that's the struggle, of the relationship you guys got into, and you're working towards the point where that won't be an obstacle anymore. But it just takes time. But every relationship does.
I could try so hard to get this fucking business going because I don't know. I'm going out today to look for a job, but I don't know how it's going to go. It's just fucking going downhill again because Maine and Hawaii are the only two states in the United States that are not in the red, and Maine's damn close to being in the red.
Wait, what's happening? I'm sorry. Start that over.
It's Maine and Hawaii, the only two states that are not in the red.
Right, but what does that have to do with what you said before? I missed the middle part. You said I'm going out to look for jobs, and there's a middle part, and then you said Maine isn't in the red. Almost is in the red.
I said I'm going out to look for a job today, and I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Because more and more people have filing for unemployment again.
Yeah.
And I don't have a clue to how it's going to go because I don't know what I'm going to be able to find if I'm going to be able to find anybody that's hiring.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. It's a struggle out there.
That's why I'm trying to get the fucking business going, so I can get more income coming in.
Yeah. What's your capital at right now? What kind of capital do you have?
For money that I'm bringing in right now.
Yeah.
Don't use this against me down the road.
Between us.
That's not why I'm.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Jamie, you don't use it against me either down the road because that's just not being fair to me.
Jamie, you hear that? Listen, Lauren, if she gets out of line, I'll give her a good spanking, okay?
No, I'd rather you not.
Lauren. I didn't mean it like that.
I know you got me smiling on that one.
All right. Anyway, so let's hear it.
Unemployment is $380 a week right now, and then plus whatever I bring in for what I sell at the tear down house, and whatever I work for Mila. Which I can't work for her this week because she's not even here, so I gotta wait till next week to work for her.
I don't know what a Mila is.
Mila is the lady in Madison that I do work for.
Oh, okay. So, basically what you're saying is your business doesn't have pretty much any money.
Any money right now because I just got the business cards made. I just got them yesterday.
Okay. Do you have, like, your,
But I am getting lucky. No, because I got to do that. I gotta have H&R Block do that. So I'm in the process of setting everything up right now.
Lawrence, and this is just, I understand I see your ambition and it's a great idea. It's just, usually when people start businesses, they have like some money saved up for it to start, and it sounds like you have none.
I know, but when I started it up before, literally had less than none.
How does that work?
It worked out pretty good before.
Okay, so like,
But I literally had my car
mm,
that I was making payments and still making payments on.
hmm
I had a hook and I had a probing bar. And that's what I started out at. Yeah, because probe down in the ground to find the septic tank.
Okay.
That's literally what I started my business out with the last time.
So you had a
This time
car and two like steel rods.
Yeah, one steel hook to pull the lids off the septic tank, and a probing bar to probe down and find the septic tank. That's literally what I had before to start my business out with. This time I've got a lot more than that for tools. I didn't even have a truck before or a van before. So I used van most of the time. We used a van. I had
Wait.
like 3 vans at one time.
Where did the shit go?
I'd subcontract that. It's just like this time I'll subcontract it. There's actually a guy that I'm related to actually owns a septic business here.
So
Him and another guy started it up before when I started mine up.
wait, so you're starting a septic business and you're subcontracting out the septic part of the business?
The pumping part.
So then you go over
And they
there,
pump out.
lift up a lid, and then you poke a rod down in the shithole, and then you got some guy to come up and suck it out for you?
No, when you find the septic tank in the ground, the septic tank is a concrete tank.
Uh-huh.
That's what the probing bar is for, to probe down in the ground to find the septic tank.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you find the septic tank and the lid, you dig the lid up. Well, there's actually 3 lids. Some of them there's 4. Most of them now there's 3.
Mm-hmm.
You dig up the lid and the hook. You grab hold of the handle to pull the lid up.
Okay. So then
That way
your
you don't-
job isn't really septic, it's just digging up dirt and finding a hole?
No,
Okay, sorry,
my job is
continue.
septic. My job is septic repair.
Repair.
Before I did repair and installation. I don't want to do installation now because there's no money in it.
What's the repair part of
My-
the septic? What is septic repair?
When something goes wrong with a septic tank, you can get bends in the lines, breaks in the lines, and the lines that go from the house to the septic tank. Or you can get distribution boxes which is in the drain field, at the beginning of the drain field, they can get filled up and plugged up. There's plugs in the line, there's breaks in the line, there's baffles that go bad, there's tanks that need inner repair on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
There's sewage cleanups. I do sewage cleanups. I did one sewage cleanup that you get paid $15,000 to do. It took 2 days to do it.
So when you say inner repair, do you mean you go inside them?
Inside the septic tank.
You physically go inside of it?
You physically go inside of it. Before you go inside of it, you clean it all out. You hose it all out with a pressure washer. You suck everything out. Then you get down inside, and then you got to clean the walls, and then you got to because you got to get all the acid off the walls, and then you put a whole new coat of concrete on the inside.
Okay.
And you actually put 2 coats of concrete on the inside and seal it.
So, what
There's
you
things to be
outside of
sold
repair? So I'm just trying to understand the main process, which is you take a rod and you probe for the top, then you find it, and then you dig it up, and then you open it, and then you call a guy to come suck that out.
Yeah, well, you inspect it before you have them come suck it out.
What does an inspection entail?
You open up the first lid and you open up the last lid, the inlet and the outlet.
Okay.
On the inlet, you have the homeowner flush the toilet, and you're able to tell if there's a break in the line or a bend in the line. And on the outlet, you tell by the level of the effluent, what's going on with the drain field, with the tank.
Mm-hmm. And then
And
that's
whether
it.
or not
And
they
you call
need,
somebody up.
whether or not they need a new baffle and what's going on with the tank itself. A new baffle, outlet baffle.
Okay.
There's an inlet baffle when the water comes in. Instead of going in and hitting the shit and making it swirl all around and break up into little pieces so it can go out into the drain field easier, there's a baffle so it stops and so it slows the water down. So it directs it directly down, so then it flows back up, so it doesn't break up all that shit into really little pieces. Then the outlet baffle is there to hold the shit back from completely going out into the drain field. With both those baffles made out of concrete. Some of them made out of plastic on the beginning, but they corrode off because they're just screwed in.
Mm-hmm.
But they can replace the baffles, and then on the outlet you put a filter baffle on. If they don't have a filter baffle on, you recommend a filter baffle. You buy the filter baffle, you install it, and you sell it and install it. Then this drain field treatment that
So
you
you
put
would
in.
do all of that stuff, or would you subcontract that stuff out?
No, I do all that stuff. But and sometimes to get to the tank itself, we had one job one year that we had to dig up a line that was 109 feet long and 4 feet down into the ground. And it was during the wintertime. So we literally had an excavator with a jackhammer attached to it on one end of the line. And we were on the other end of the line with two jackhammers running manually. And it took us like a month to dig up that whole line because it was all frozen ground. It was during the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
That was an $11,000 job.
$11,000.
Yeah.
How much did you get of that? That didn't go back, like personally, not back in the business or employees. How much did you earn from that?
At the time, I didn't make as much as what I would have because my two brothers wanted to get involved in the business too, and I made the mistake of letting them, and they get most of the profit, and most of my money went out in bills. So I saw how they were going to work that, so I decided just to kick them out of the business and do it myself. But the profit would have been about $6,000 there.
How much did you end up getting?
About $1,000.
What kind of overhead do you have?
Not much. The only thing I had everything that I needed already. As for the excavators, I can rent the excavators until I'm able to afford to buy one myself of my own.
Mm-hmm. How much do they normally run?
Normally around $300 a day.
How much would it cost you to buy one out straight?
Depends on if it's an old one or a new one.
What would you look for?
For a new one, it would cost me about $20,000. For an old one, it would be around $10,000. If I got lucky enough to find something decent, I could get one for around $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000, somewhere around there. It would still be fairly decent, but I still have to do work on it.
How did you brothers get so much of the money from that job?
Because I had to split it in three ways, and I didn't pay attention to what I was doing, or to where the money was going.
What do you mean?
Meaning all the bills were in my name.
Yeah.
So they wound up with a profit, and I wound up paying the bills.
Right, but why wouldn't you what bills? I'm sorry.
The bills for renting jackhammer to go on the excavator,
Yeah.
for the parts that were paid out to replace the line, for the styrofoam that was put on top, for the labor. It was me that paid all those bills. They didn't even stop to think that I was the only one paying the bills, and they got all the profit.
Right. So then why wasn't that stuff put in the
and
business's name?
um, because I was doing it under sole proprietorship.
So then why wouldn't you take the money you got from the job, pay the bills, and then split it three ways?
Because I wasn't thinking when I got the money, I wasn't even thinking about the bills until I realized when I got home, I was like, fuck. I just split that three ways without even thinking about the bills that I had to pay.
That never crossed your mind?
It didn't. Not until I got home, I said, fuck, I can't believe I just did that. I called them up and told them, I said, I forgot to take the money out for the bills. And they said, well, just give us all the next time. It wasn't the next time because I thought about it more and more. And I said, no, if that's how this is going to go. They think I'm going to wait till the next time. I'm just going to do it on my own.
How many jobs did you do with
And
your
I was the only
brothers?
one just that one. I was the only one that knew anything about septic.
Hmm.
They
How
didn't
many
know
jobs
anything
did you
about
do
septic.
septic total
Total? Oh, God, hundreds.
for that business of yours?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, literally hundreds.
What was the biggest profit you ever made? Was it that one?
But no, the biggest profit that I ever made was about 14,500. That was a big sewage cleanup job that took 2 days.
Hmm.
I had to walk around in shit and effluent, but I had the gear to do it.
Well, was worth
I
it,
had
I
I
guess,
had the
right?
gear to do it. Yeah, I had the gear to do it, and I had the know-how to do it. Nobody else did.
Hmm. Wow.
So it's a very profitable business.
Jimmy,
And
knock
I
it
enjoy
off.
doing the work too, because I enjoy working with excavators, and I enjoy helping people out when they have the problems like that.
Hmm.
'Cause when they can't use a shitter and take a shower and they want to, it's nice to see the smile on their face when they're finally able to.
You love to see the smile on their face when they know they can shit, finally?
Yep. Yeah. The relief that they have that they know they don't have to go to the neighbor's house or to a restaurant or to rent a porta potty.
Would you say that it's a shit eating grin?
I'd say it's a shit-eating grin. some of the some of the shittiest looks I get at the beginning.
What do you mean?
Meaning when I get there, I get shitty looks because they have to shit and they can't.
Well, Lauren, this has been fun, but I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I got to get in the shower. How's Jamie doing?
I think she's gonna be up for a while.
I mean, why'd you take so many pills?
She says she really wanted to focus on how to make more money.
Okay, well, before you focus on that, don't you think you should focus on getting better?
He's got a point, Jamie. She said, I'll be better soon. I can feel it. It's time to make that dollar bill. Y'all.
That dollar dough has to wait until you feel better. So you'd be better off not taking so many pills, getting the sleep to make sure that you feel better, so you can make the dollar.
Yeah, he's got a point. Jamie's saying, I need a dollar. A dollar is what I need.
Well, come here. I got 20.
You have $20?
Yeah. I got $20 right in my wallet. I'll give her.
Okay, guys.
This Wait a minute, there's 40 in there. No, there's 45.
How about
No, there's
Jimmy?
50.
Old time's sake.
There's 55. There's 55 in there. I got $55. Come here, I'll make you feel really, really good.
All right, Jimmy. How about this? We'll go hit up the hot tub, and then you can go to bed. Jesus. Yes.
That sounds like a good idea, honey.
All right. All right, Lorne. We're gonna go do that. Okay.
All right, well,
All right.
thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right.
I love
bud.
you, Jamie.
Okay. Bye, Lauren.
I love you. All right, bye.
She didn't say anything. Sorry, bud.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the
Lawn World Order.